Oh boy, we've got a big update today with tons of bug fixes. That's right, folks, update 1.249 will be released on Wednesday, so let's jump right into it.
In terms of
Improvements,
we have no
so we can skip straight on to bug fixes. There were a couple bugs related to the early game. Forge Plus used to be available for purchase after researching the Bronze Age tech construction, and now you must research the Iron Age tech stock breeding, probably giving players a little bit more time to get invested in the game before slapping a paid feature right in front of them. As you may or may not know, on the browser version, you can move your view of the city using the arrow keys or the WASD keys if you're a true gamer. However, this is also possible during the tutorial, which wasn't really intended. Similarly, it was possible to open the global ranking screen when you weren't supposed to, but this time before you researched thatched houses. Several army or battle related bugs were also squashed. It seems that some quests asking you to fight battles would cause problems, and while it only affected a very small amount of players, no players have to worry about it anymore, so that's a win. In what has to be a very rare set of conditions, battles would not work correctly if an event started at the same time and would throw a blue background. As a side effect, you can now enter the event directly from the battlefield even once it starts. And if you happen to play the Microsoft Store's version of the game, which if you didn't know existed, is the browser version of the game, not a downloadable app. Regardless, the Army Packages tab wouldn't appear in the shop on this version. Besides battles, some social features didn't work correctly and have been fixed with this update. If you added a friend from the global chat, you would be unable to remove them from the same menu. The Aid All overlay would sometimes get stuck on other tabs in the social bar, and Inno has reduced their glue usage to keep it from doing so. And do you remember Google+? No? Well, Inno still did. It was mentioned in one of the info screens, and this reference has now been removed, just like Google+ was killed by Google in 2019. In the miscellaneous category, we've got even more bug fixes. Who'd have thought? There are now new line breaks to the finished goods production items text as it would go beyond the screen in the inventory. It seems like this is a recurring problem with new or even old items that has to keep being fixed with nearly every update. And thankfully, the ability of push notifications to multiply has now been fixed, as apparently Inno let them touch water, and as we all know, that is a terrible idea.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new.
And lastly, the indicator in the building menu for newly unlocked buildings would block your clicks, and it will not anymore. But if you thought that was all for this update, you'd be sorely mistaken, because we've still got the brand new mobile-only changes. Interestingly, there were a couple bugs relating to roads. Incidents on 2-lane roads would consume inhabitants and cars. Maybe it isn't a pothole, but a black hole? Regardless, your population is once again safe until the next bug. It seems like the city population knew about the previous bug though, as too many of them would appear on the normal-sized roads instead of the 2-lane ones. A couple of user interface bugs were also fixed with this update. The game would display Forge points as being purchasable even if you didn't have enough coins to do so. Luckily, Inno now will not let you go into debt with your coins. If you tried to donate Forge points to a great building and you got the pop-up asking you to confirm, you might notice the window would ask you to confirm your purchase, not to place Forge points. And the last bug fix for today is related to the Collect All feature. You could start guild-related productions in production buildings using the Collect All button even if you weren't in a guild. So, for example, a 4-hour production in Slay Builders would do this, but now you no longer can. And that is everything from this pretty big update. If you enjoyed, you might also like my video on the recent changes to the Forge Bowl event linked on screen now. I'll see you next time, and don't feed your notifications after midnight.